Stores are closing all across America right now. Over 1,000 locations are shutting down in 2026 alone. And these are the pharmacies, grocery stores, and fast food spots that millions of people visit every week. It's easy to blame Jeff Bezos for this, but Amazon isn't the only factor. Retailers are currently being crushed by a collision of rising operational costs and a sharp pullback in how much American families are willing to spend. We are tracking the 10 biggest retailers aggressively shrinking their footprints. By the time we hit the top of the list, we're looking at closures that will remove the pharmacies and essential services that many neighborhoods rely on to function. These closures aren't just corporate strategy. They are a sign that the convenience we've taken for granted is becoming too expensive for businesses to maintain. Number 10 is grocery outlet. Grocery stores typically survive on razor-thin margins, but when the cost of labor, transportation, and refrigeration all rise at once, that margin disappears. Even a discount chain built for people who can't afford full price is now finding certain markets unprofitable. Shopper behavior has changed to match. More families are now splitting their weekly trips across 3 or 4 different stores, chasing the absolute lowest price on every single item just to keep their heads above water. Even at the high end, the money is drying up. Number 9 is Saks off Fifth. The post-pandemic luxury surge has passed, and wealthy shoppers have become far more selective, refusing to visit physical stores on impulse when they can compare prices online. For young families, the squeeze is even tighter. Number 8 is Carter's. With the cost of childcare, rent, and groceries climbing faster than incomes, parents are abandoning traditional children's retail in favor of secondhand resale apps. It's a demographic problem as much as a financial one. As birth rates trend downward, the core customer base for brands like Carter's is gradually contracting, leaving fewer shoppers to cover the rising costs of physical storefronts. When the shoppers at both ends of the market, those on tight budgets and those with luxury capital, start pulling back simultaneously, the stores in the middle begin to fail. Number 7 is Macy's. The department store model was built for a different era, one where families would spend hours browsing between departments. Today, that discovery process has moved almost entirely online, leaving these massive physical footprints empty. When an anchor like Macy's closes, it triggers a cascade. The restaurants, salons, and specialty shops in the surrounding mall corridor lose the foot traffic they need to survive, often leading to a total collapse of the shopping center. The pressure is even reaching essential grocery giants. Number 6 is Kroger. Between rising utilities, rent, and the inability to pass every cost increase onto the customer, even massive national chains are having to shutter underperforming locations. Number 5 is Walgreens. This is where the impact moves beyond shopping. When a local pharmacy closes, residents lose immediate access to prescriptions, pharmacist consultations, and emergency health supplies after hours. The economics of the pharmacy are currently in a tailspin. Pharmacy labor costs are rising at the same time that reimbursement rates from benefit managers are being squeezed, leaving almost no profit on each prescription filled. This chart shows the revenue compression forcing these closures. When the cost to staff a pharmacy and keep the lights on exceeds the reimbursement for the medicine itself, the location becomes a financial liability. Add in the rise of organized retail theft and the resulting locked shelf experience, and many shoppers are simply giving up on the physical pharmacy entirely, opting for mail-order alternatives. The loss of these grocery and pharmacy anchors doesn't just change where you shop, it creates a real gap in a community's ability to access basic health and nutrition. Number 4 is Pizza Hut. The 90s standalone dine-in model is a relic. These large buildings are expensive to maintain. Why drive to a restaurant and sit in a booth when delivery apps put 50 options on your screen, or when grocery frozen pizza has tripled in quality? Fast food is facing a similar crisis at number 3. Wendy's was built on the promise of a cheap, reliable meal, but that math has changed. Between rising beef prices and higher labor costs, a combo meal now regularly costs $12. For a family of 4, fast food has become a $50 expense, making home cooking the more logical financial choice for the first time in decades. Number 2 is Francesca's. Their bankruptcy highlights the death of the mall boutique. The impulse discovery behavior they relied on has been replaced by social media influencers and TikTok algorithms that suggest products with far more precision than a physical store ever could. Physical retail is being cannibalized by digital efficiency. If a store isn't providing a unique value that an app can't replicate, it is running out of time. Finally, number 1. 7-Eleven is closing over 600 stores. This isn't about the products they sell, it's about the death of the 24-hour convenience model. Overnight staffing costs, security concerns, and rising insurance have made staying open around the clock financially impossible in many markets. That always open certainty is disappearing. This collapse is driven by two main forces. First, the cost to run a business, rent, labor, and utilities, has hit a new higher floor that shows no signs of coming down. Second, the American shopper has become more deliberate. They are cooking at home, buying clothes secondhand, and ignoring the impulse buys that used to keep these retailers profitable. These trends hit hardest in the places with the fewest options. While a wealthy suburb might just drive 5 minutes further, the loss of a grocery store or pharmacy in a rural area can turn a basic trip for food or medicine into a 40-mile round trip. We are watching the physical map of our communities change as the stores we assumed would always be there finally run out of money. Which of these closures will have the biggest impact on your daily routine? Let me know in the comments.